It's Thursday, September 19th, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On today's show, we have important news about the Cape Town Plaza redevelopment, learn more about a new state-of-the-art water filtration system, and Cape Light Compact has some special business incentives for the month of October. Now for a look at municipal and legislative notes. Barnstable Police Chief Matthew Sonneman has announced the promotions of 2 sergeants to the rank of lieutenant and 5 officers to the rank of sergeant. Sergeant Gretchen Allen and Sergeant Jennifer Ellis will be promoted to the rank of lieutenant, and Patrol Officer Nathan St. Ange, Patrol Officer Matthew Blondin, Detective Megan Cunningham, Patrol Officer Kevin Fulham, and Patrol Officer Joseph Green will be promoted to the rank of sergeant. All 7 officers will be sworn in on Thursday, September 19th, today at 10 a.m. at the Barnstable Police Department. The event will be live streamed from Channel 18's Facebook page, facebook.com/Barnstable Channel 18. The Cape Light Compact has enhanced incentives to eligible small business on Cape Cod or Martha's Vineyard during the month of October. Lindsay Henderson joins us with ways to save energy and money in your business. Running a small business is hard work, but saving money and energy is actually easy work. With me today, Lindsay Henderson from the Cape Light Compact. We've got lots of news for small businesses and business in general to save money and save energy. Lindsay, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with October is Energy Awareness Month.
Yes, very exciting coming up.
It is. And, small businesses, they have a myriad of things that are on their minds, between payroll and ordering and staffing and all of those things. But really spending some time in understanding how they're using energy in their business really can save them some money. So let's talk a little bit about some of those things that they can look for.
Yeah, so, when a small business is paying their bills every month, instead of just doing the auto pay or whatever to pay the bills, take a look next time at your energy bills, electric, and if you have natural gas or some other fuel source, to see what your energy consumption really is and try to understand a little bit better what might be driving some of the usage. So some things to consider, especially with the summer, it wasn't super hot here, which thankfully it wasn't, but that typically is driven by air conditioning, dehumidification, just trying to make your businesses more comfortable. So of course, that's going to drive the electric bills, and in the wintertime coming up, you've got your heating bills and stuff. So it's really important to really understand, not just the price on your bill, but kind of the historical usage and see how a business can lower that.
Right, and the supplier, when you get your bill, that is detailed out. It gives you pretty much, I think, 11 months or so of what you've used in the past compared to what you're using now.
Exactly. So if you look, like August of this year compared to August of last year, okay, what might have been different in your business if you had a big spike this year over last year?
Right. And then there's also some equipment in restaurants and other types of businesses that there's still some really great incentives for. So tell us a little bit about those.
Absolutely. So we have a kitchen equipment incentive program. So through some participating dealers, and we have 3 who are local that are signed up with us. We give instant incentives at the time of purchase. So things like ice machines, fryers, broilers, griddles, ovens, anything, when they're making a new purchase, take that into consideration as well, because you might be able to get a higher efficient equipment. Right. And with the incentive, you'd be paying the same as if you got standard efficient, and at the end of the day, it's going to affect your bills.
Right,
it's going to lower your bills.
The instant at time of purchase, no waiting for the rebate to come in.
No, exactly. You get it right at the time, and there's minimal. I think you just have to sign a form, but don't have to, submit receipts and invoices or anything to get the incentive.
That's fantastic. Are there any other rebates and things for businesses out there?
Yeah. So we also have HVAC. So if you need a new rooftop or installing a mini split in your business, we have participating distributors, several local, as well as many more statewide, that participate in a very similar thing. So you can get an instant incentive at the time of purchase. Your contractor would get it and then pass it down through their purchase pricing.
So there's all sorts of things that folks can do, but we've saved the best for last.
Yes.
This
is super exciting.
It really is. Having been a small business owner with all electric heat and some not efficient lighting out in my offices back in the day, this is just this new program. It's a limited time. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so for the month of October, being Energy Awareness Month, we are offering enhanced incentives for businesses, small businesses who go through our energy assessment program. So as long as you use under 1.5 million kilowatt hours a year, which is very huge,
Right.
and call us for an energy assessment. We have energy specialists who will come out and take a look, at your lighting, if you have refrigeration, thermostats, HVAC. And then we will offer up to 90% incentive for you to implement those things. And so that's an increase. Our normal incentive is up to 80%. So
90%, that's huge.
90%, that's almost 100%.
Right.
And we do have some instant savings measures that are installed generally at the time of visit. So if you have a bunch of screw-in light bulbs, we'll do that at the time. We have programmable thermostats that they can do, some faucet aerators, so you can recognize some instant savings right at the time of the assessment as well.
Wow. How do people get involved with this?
All they have to do is just give us a call at 1-800-797-6699, or they can visit our website at capelightcompact.org/Main Streets.
Okay. And how intrusive is this assessment to business time? Is there, it's not like, a team of people coming in and disrupting your business, right?
No, not at all. At most, you might have two folks show up, our lead energy specialist, and then a technician generally follows with him. And they might ask for a few minutes of the business owner's time just to get a sense of the space and what they use it for, their hours of use. And then, depending on the time of the business owner, they'll just kind of walk around the space and do their evaluation and then check in at the end. So, we're not requiring hours of somebody's time to go through this process.
Right. And if they wanted to learn more, do you have a website?
Yeah, capelightcompact.org/Main Streets.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Lindsay.
Thank you.
The Hyannis Water System broke ground on the construction of a new water filtration building at the Mahar Water Treatment Plant in July. The $12 million upgrade to the water system was recommended in the 2016 final conceptual design report and confirmed in the 2017 pilot test report. Construction of the Mahar Water Filtration Plant will follow an accelerated schedule and is expected to be operational by the fall of 2021.
It's always mentioned as a utility, water. Well, we don't think of it. You turn on the tap, it's always there for us, it's affordable. It's the commodity that we've gotten much too used to. But this group in here, I know, respect it far more for what it is. When you talk about commodities coming into your house, electric, gas, they're all done by big corporations. This is a homespun product that we have to watch over and be vigilant for to protect our neighborhoods.
On behalf of Mass DEP, it really is a pleasure to join you for the groundbreaking of the Mahar Filtration Plant. This project, it's an important project in and of itself, demonstrating the town's commitment to move forward, continue providing adequate supply of safe drinking water for Hyannis. As much as this project is really important, it's also a reflection of the town's ongoing efforts to step up and provide safe drinking water. On behalf of Mass DEP, we're proud to be a partner in it, working with the water system and folks in the town of Barnstable. We're glad that we're able to provide some assistance through the state revolving fund and provide some financing, including principal forgiveness, which will hopefully limit the impact to some degree to ratepayers.
We're managing the challenges that come with having emerging contaminants in our system, and certainly here on Cape Cod and in Barnstable and right here in Hyannis, we stand on top of the water we drink, so everything we do can potentially impact it. We've moved forward with our leadership of our town council and our water board. Originally Deb Crow was the chair, now Steve O'Neill. We've moved forward with them with good master planning come up with what we need to do under the various scenarios, quantity and quality, this being a quality issue. We identified this program. We initially looked at some of the technologies that were available and knew that we had to come up with a more innovative technology because of a combination of concerns that we had here. And what you see in an end product commencing construction is that effort, that combined effort, that support of our council and our water board, both in what we're proposing and financially. And then our team coming together from Public Works and from the operator that we have, Suez, and a contractor, and now breaking ground to build a filtration system really tailored specifically for this location. I think it's the only one of its kind in the state. And then we have partners like DEP who bring to us opportunities such as eligibility under the state revolving fund program, and when possible, principal subsidies. I think you know what that means, but they pay down some of the cost of the project and they give us low interest loans. So all of that together allows us to continue to proceed with managing these issues. So it's a very positive day for what we're doing now, but for the future of Hyannis and specifically the water system here that we manage.
As I look out at all the folks and think about the years that we've been working on this issue, this is one of the emerging contaminants, and we all hear PFOS and PFAS and these acronyms and terms, but the reality is we have to deal with them, and the town of Barnstable has really stepped up since this first came to light and done many things, working with many people, and really tried to get out in front of this for the sole purpose, and I'll quote the town manager on this, there's nothing more important than drinking water. Without drinking water, we don't survive. It's the #1 priority of this town council, of this town management team, and it will continue to be, and that's why we're here today with the state-of-the-art facility to make sure that we're providing drinking water that meets all the standards and is adequate and there for firefighting when we need it.
The hardest part is done, which is all the permitting, the design, definition of the problem, the funding, etc., etc. Now we're going to do the construction, which is the fun part. And then they're starting to dig the foundation right now. After that, they're going to put the frame of the building up, put equipment in, tying it all in, and then it's going to be tested, make sure it all works. We're going to get permits from DEP, and then probably by next fall we should have this unit up in operation. This facility is the first one in the state of Massachusetts that treats for iron and manganese, PFAS, and 1,4-dioxane. It's a pretty state-of-the-art facility. We use peroxide and UV to get rid of the 1,4-dioxane, activated carbon to get rid of the PFAS, and green sand filtration to deal with iron and manganese.
This is a reflection of the continuous efforts I think the town has been making. Dan mentioned the emerging contaminant PFAS. You've all heard about it. It's fairly new. It's in a wide range of common consumer products, outdoor clothing, pans, non-stick surfaces, firefighting foam, and we're finding it more and more. And it's challenging enough to deal with the contaminants you expect, but then when you come across one that we're learning more about and you have the standards or guidelines evolving, that makes it even more challenging. Since EPA came out with this first health advisory in 2016, the Hyannis Water System, town of Barnstable, really have stepped up and done everything they can to address this issue. Just over the past few years, they provided alternative water sources, took impacted wells offline or curtailed pumping, installed treatment on some of the wells, activated interconnections with neighboring communities, blended water as they needed to, all to make sure they're still providing safe water for the residents, the businesses, and the tourists that visit Hyannis. As they've done this, it hasn't just been looking at what the established current standard is. They have been recognizing the evolving nature of PFAS in particular. They have been in close consultation with Mass DEP throughout, and they've been planning and managing their system on an ongoing basis to meet what we expect to be the new standard, to stay ahead of this. And I can tell you, as we're dealing with this complicated issue across the Commonwealth, that isn't the approach that everyone's taking. So we really do appreciate the efforts of the town, the water system, and the water board in stepping up, taking the necessary action, and making the significant investment in the water treatment and other efforts to address the contamination. So we really do commend the town, the water system, the water board for stepping up, ensuring that you continue to provide an adequate supply of safe, reliable drinking water for residents of Hyannis, the businesses, and all the people who visit here.
And on behalf of the town of Barnstable, I'd like to welcome you all to this wonderful occasion where we hold a groundbreaking for our Mar water filtration system. A groundbreaking in our culture has really become one of those rituals that recognize an event. But in this case, it's really the culmination of a lot of events and a lot of work over many years. And therefore, we celebrate this groundbreaking and look forward to the day when we can celebrate the grand opening of the filtration plant in not so many months from now.
After almost a decade into their management of Cape Town Plaza on Route 132, WS Development, Barnstable Municipal Airport, and the town of Barnstable have signed a new 49-year lease to redevelop the shopping center.
I recall President Reagan once said, "Great things can happen when nobody cares who gets the credit," or something along those lines. And this was a very, very significant team effort throughout the town. And just to run down town leadership, town of Barnstable leadership, airport staff, WS Development, making this happen. Got approval and signing of the agreement between the airport and WS Development for a 49-year lease for the 27-acre parcel commonly known as Cape Town Plaza, but soon to be known as WS Landing at Hyannis. It's a great, momentous event.
I just have such a vivid memory of speaking with 3 different airport managers, speaking with 25 different airport individuals, speaking with 3 different managers in our town, all about this issue, and the only one constant was WS. So for that, I'm very grateful. What we had is we had a buyer come into town, take over the lease at a time when it was positioning itself to do good and to make the next run at the property. That's a commitment in itself. But what we saw during that time was somebody having to understand how the municipality works and work with us and bear with us through the process. We changed 3 managers. We had 3 airport managers. We had several people on the committee, but it was always a discussion, and there was always a person, and it was always identified as WS. So the consistency deserves due recognition by WS.
This has been under discussion, I think, the entire time I've been here in one form or another. What was exciting about what occurred here, besides the effort of leadership, our council and our commission, thank you both, and the many managers who have been involved with these efforts, we kind of got focused right in on where we wanted to go. We came together, we had strong leadership, we had a clear vision of what the objective was, and with talented people like formerly Bud and now Katie and Matt and Andy and David and Joanna and Mark and others from our legal staff, Ruth and Charlie, we were able to deliver this product. And as Jim has said, WS was always at the table as a partner, strong in their commitment to the town of Barnstable, and that's greatly appreciated. And we look forward to working with you as we move forward on this and possibly other opportunities. So thank you all for your leadership, and thanks staff, great job.
The property is commonly known as Cape Town Plaza. The airport owns, it's about 27 acres that the airport actually owns and manages the acreage. It belongs to the airport, but we're also an entity of the town of Barnstable, so we're an enterprise fund of the town of Barnstable. So when we started to look at the property and we knew that the lease was coming up, it was expiring, we said we should really go out for an RFP for the property and see what type of development could actually occur on that parcel. So we did that back in October 2017. We started writing a draft RFP, which is a request for proposal, to entice any developers that would like to further develop that property, enhance the property. Basically, that process took from October until April of 2018. By April of 2018, we had a bid out on the street. WS Development was one of the bidders. That we had two bidders. WS Development was the bidder that came in with the proposal that met all the needs of the RFP. And by December of 2018, we had chosen WS Development to be the future developer of what's now known as Cape Town Plaza, but soon to be known as the Landing at Hyannis.
Well, we are deep believers in the Cape and in Barnstable in particular. We've owned this asset for 10 years. We understand the importance of it to the town. It's certainly very important to us. We have a legacy of working with communities all across New England in either building from the ground up or reinvesting in assets that we've acquired, and we just think it's the heart of the Cape. It's a very important piece of real estate. It's sorely in need of reinvestment, and we just look forward greatly to working with the town and pouring both capital and sweat into making it great.
I think really the next steps are squarely with WS Development and their team as they start to envision what they want to do on that property. As the landlord of the property, really through the agreements that we made with WS, and one of the largest reasons that we chose WS is for their ability to create a sense of space wherever they go, to create something that's really true and unique to the environment that they're in, and to cater to the community that they're serving. And that was one of the biggest aspects of the proposal that we looked at, that we said, WS Development is definitely the one to do that. So really now the onus is on WS to start working with the town and with other entities that they'll need to work with locally and statewide to be able to develop that property.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've begun a planning process. Part of the RFP was to put forward a plan. We will refine that. We'll be working with the community, with both the Airport Commission and especially with local boards to seek approvals. We have existing tenants in the center who still have rights to be there, and so it will take a little longer, unfortunately, than we would like. The difference being, if we had a piece of raw land, we could get going right away. But we will be in a planning and entitlements process, speaking with lots of prospective tenants to try to bring the best tenants we can to the site over the course of the next months and actually a few years.
Where the airport, from the airport itself, the whole experience of working with WS Development, working with the town initially as a town entity, and getting all of the documentation that we need to proceed forward with putting this out to bid, and then getting our proposals back from WS Development and other entities that were interested, and just really going through the evaluations from top to bottom. And what it actually developed in was a very unique and quite nice partnership with WS Development, and the airport itself is really looking forward to that partnership. And we're part of the fabric of the community, and not only from an aviation transportation standpoint, we're the community. We're providing a service to the community, and WS knows that. They do that wherever they are, and it was just the right fit, and it made sense.
Yeah, I would echo. Thank you, Katie. I would echo what Katie said. We often come into a community already with ownership of a piece of land, and we begin working with that community. This has been almost backwards. We've spent a decade working with a community to get to know people, to build relationships, and the partnership between my company and with the airport and also with the town has been really remarkable. People have worked exceedingly hard to get to this point in time. The RFP process, the lease negotiation process, the planning process, the town and the Airport Commission have been incredibly thoughtful about our proposal. We've gotten really good feedback from them. So it's it's been a journey that will continue. It's nice to be traveling with partners you like doing business with. It's really been a pleasure.
Yes, I've been on the commission now for over 20 years, and as many people said earlier today, the town council president, Jim Crocker, et cetera, this has been a subject of discussion and consternation now for decades. And I guess I've been here long enough to see a lot of it. The team effort was just superb. And our commission, if this were a private corporation, we'd be the board of directors. Katie would be the CEO and on down. But the commission, airport management, town management, and the other people that I mentioned earlier, it truly was a magnificent team effort, and the result is today, the 30th of July, 2019. We're happy. This is a great day for our airport and the town of Barnstable as a whole. Everybody should be thrilled to no end.
Up next, things to do, places to go, and people to meet. The John F. Kennedy Hyannis Museum is offering family fun weekend events this fall. Each Saturday, they're offering a different activity for children. Families are encouraged to come visit the museum together. Parents can enjoy the museum exhibits while children enjoy the special events, and they'll get a discounted ticket rate of $7. The activities are each Saturday, 10 to 11:30 a.m. There is no charge, but pre-registration is advised. Registration can be made online or by phone, 508-790-3077, extension 5, for a list of the events and to register online, www.jfkhyannismuseum.org. Comments, suggestions, accolades, connect with us on Facebook, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works. For you, I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.